There's all sorts of easy ways to identify the most ignorant sort of fundy atheist. Here's one of them.
Hey kids! It's Crazypills2 the Clown! Say, did you know that the Bible teaches bad mathematics? It sure does! Right here in 1 Kings 7:23, it gives a wrong value for pi. Christians are such morons.
Yep, that's one of the ways you identify the most ignorant fundy atheist. They use that old canard.
Hey kids!
Oh, shut up, you clown. Other than helping us identify certain fundy atheists as the most irreconcilably stupid, the ones that use this one can also be identified as the ones least willing to do serious scholarship. That's because this one has had more than one viable solution out there for years. Now, to sum up the issue, here's how it works. The objection is that, assuming the molten sea to be a perfect circle, the compass measurement wouldn't be exactly 30 cubits, but just a little more, in accordance with the value of pi. The simplest and most common answer is that the 30-cubit reference is merely an estimate, a round number. This answer has the virtue of being the simplest one, as well as reflecting known facts about how ancient writers frequently reported distances and measurements. Sometimes they were precise, but more often they used round numbers. So what can the fundy atheist say to this? I've seen a couple of really desperate responses.
Aw, come on. This is God talking here. I'd expect accuracy to at least 2 places of pi.
Yes, that's a real response I once got. And the only answer really necessary is, that expectation is just your personal problem. Get over it. But there's a couple of more things we can add. First of all, the objection implicitly assumes a mechanical dictation model for the inspiration of all portions of the Bible. Something which, as we've shown in our series on oral transmission, is simply anachronistic, a modern invention. Second, some fundy atheists have pointed to the fact that a few ancient documents did offer more precise measurements for pi. But the examples offered are things like a book of mathematical equations. Needless to say, the biblical books of Kings and Chronicles don't have anything to do with mathematics, nor was a precise measurement essential to the reporting of the size of the molten sea, as it would be for sources like these who depended on precise measurements. In point of fact, fundy atheists can't even be consistent on this one. Just 3 verses further on in 1 Kings, we see this passage. Now, there's an issue of comparison with this parallel in Chronicles that's beyond our scope right now, and which we'll discuss some other time. But what do you think the likelihood is that this contained exactly a round number of baths? Exactly. But I have yet to see a fundy atheist bring that one up. No, shut up. To sum it up, we can put it this way. If we ask how many gallons of fuel a rocket contains, we can expect a detailed answer like 4,942,827.78 gallons from a NASA engineer, if he's involved in a technical discussion with other engineers. If he's talking to the press and he's savvy, he'll say 4.9 million gallons rather than bewilder the scientifically inert with more detail. Your average hobbyist, or even a reporter, will say 5 million gallons. Are any of them incorrect? No, because there's a semantic contract that correlates to the level of precision with the level of expertise. Unless the Bible authors were mathematicians on the level of, say, Archimedes, then it's unreasonable to expect precision to that level from them. As a side note, to verify my points here and to witness the depths of desperation some fundy atheists go to on this one, I'm putting a link in the vid description to a correspondence back in 1999 between a fundy atheist I once used as bait and a Drexel website with a feature called Ask Dr. Math. There you'll be able to see the fundy atheist lose his shirt to a couple of mathematicians who assure him there's nothing erroneous about offering estimates of pi, and also getting scolded for not being entirely upfront about why he asked the question. That answer is more than good enough, but for completeness, let's note one other. Some would say that the measurement of 30 cubits comes from an outer radius of the molten sea, whereas an accurate measurement of pi would have been derived from a measurement of the inner radius, which is not provided. Since math isn't my strong suit, I'll provide a link to one of those explanations in the vid description, and let the viewer decide what to make of it. Anyway, that's one easy way to identify a fundy atheist on the stupider end of the spectrum. Although, that's kind of like saying you can identify someone 3 feet tall as shorter than someone who is 3.1 feet tall. Or 3.1416 feet. Oh well, never mind.